Hi guys, welcome back to another timeless reading. This is filmed on Wednesday, November 18th, 2025 in the evening. So we're heading towards this new moon energy, and it's just like for a lot of us, if you're feeling like me, it's like I can't sit still because I'm so used to being like, being somewhere, being told to be somewhere at a certain time and blah blah blah, very scheduled, and it's like now it's just like don't know what to do with. I know what to do with myself. I just don't want to do it. I'm doing it though. I'm doing it little by little. Like, not the way that I thought I would do it, but it's like, hey, you know what? List is getting done somehow, some way. So it's like Monday for me I felt like a Friday for me. And it was just like, I was, doing my passion. So it didn't feel like that kind of day, but you definitely, if you're feeling this new moon, this new change, especially with the retrograde energy, it's like you're feeling, you know what I mean? It's just like, for me, being in, and you know what I mean? It's just like, I needed to go through that isolation to heal properly, so it doesn't bleed over, life. But it's like, kind of like this awakening, this shift, this lift off of my life, where it's like, you're ready to be part of society again. I'm engaging in conversations where I would usually, go off with but my kids are older and more independent now. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? They're not small, where it's just like, they're by a body of water and you're just like, kind of like, oh, they're fine. It's like, no, you need to be, they don't swim. So, you know what I mean? It's just like, you need to be where you need to be. It's like, and it's like, life is opening and transforming all of us. You know what I mean? And I feel like any of us that are going through that transformation, it's like, and it's not so much going back to society where I'm like, I'll go out and party and it'll be stupid. No, it's just, this is the elevation from where, kind of being like in the chrysalis. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like I've been the butterfly, but I feel like it's more so I was drying my wings. Like, now I'm ready to fly. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of us will feel that shift, where it's just like something we want to bring into our life, but we're too scared or it just didn't fit at that time. I know one of my girlfriends, like, literally talking to before I started filming this, and it's the same thing. It's just like, and I told her, I said, every single thing you put your heart and soul into, you have manifested. You have put the hard blood, sweat, and tears, sacrifices in certain part of your life, maybe your social ability, to sit there and get where you are now. You wanted this, you wanted this. It's like all of those things have happened. You know what I mean? It's just like you were just determined and passionate, and you just put your heart into it, and it happened. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's where a lot of us are, that we are trying to invoke something into our life right now. And Spirit is like, nah, it's just like something just clicked. You know what I mean? It's like, we knew we wanted to do the thing. We knew our soul and our heart and everything was drawing us to the thing. And it's like, the energy has been a little crazy this week, where this is where it's like going for a walk, meditation, grounding ourselves, or even putting ourselves into this energy where I came across this new healer, and just everything she's hit on point after point after point, and it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, verifying something I knew, and sometimes I hear things and I'm like, wow, that's so, not with readings anymore. With readings, it's just like, I don't care how out of the crazy it sounds, I'm going to say it, because 99% of the time, if it doesn't happen in the present waking life or in the past, it's going to happen in the future. So I'm like, I say all the things, and I'm like, this is Spirit bringing this forward, bringing this to my attention. It's very strong, so I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? There's a reason for it. Like, I've had one person where they kept on bringing up construction boots, cement work, and this rosary, and it was 2 years later that he was looking for someone, and, this became a part of his life. And that's exactly what it was. The construction boots, the cement work, and the rosary. The rosary was the biggest thing for him. And I'm so thankful that he said that for me, because it's just like, it builds that confidence in yourself of who you are, especially when you're someone that does, card readings or is there for people, like that Empress energy, where it's just like, you are like that mother figure where people turn to you for advice, or they know that they can come to you at any time and talk about anything. You know what I mean? And, I'm a certain people, I'm not, it's like, you're going through something, just let me know, or interpretations, numerology, anything, just message me. If I don't message you right away, it's not that I'm ignoring you, I'm busy, So it's just like, if you're feeling that way right now, go for a walk. I feel like you need to be in the fresh air. Today was a great day, but I just, the past, and it was a huge blessing. 3 weeks, it was just like, but that's why I'm like, I need rest right now. You know what I mean? It's like I'm doing the things, like, you know what I mean? Like I normally do, but it's just like not having to be, like, definitely the first day was just like, oh my God, like I have to do that. It's like, no, you don't. It's such a freedom. Like, my gosh, like, oh my word. So Page of Pentacles, you know what I mean? Something coming in, news coming in 3 weeks time. I feel like it's like, because of the energy that's in the air, I know we're going to be, can realize last week, or not last week, this week will be, not this week, the following week, which is American Thanksgiving, will be the last week of February. I thought there was another week. I really did. I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, all right, you know, is what it is, you know, but it's like, you think that it's like this time of year, it's just like, I saw a post like that. They're just like, I just don't want to be in survival mode for the rest of the year. I just want to just freaking live. You know what I mean? And I feel like, it's not being in survival mode. I just feel like you're going to be busy. I just feel like you're doing the things. Like, I read for someone and I'm like, you actually shock yourself. And that's the kind of energy I feel, is like how social you are. And it's like shocking. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm socializing this much. Because, you know what I mean? For me, it's just like, oh, that's enough with the socializing. Give me 2 days to recover. You know what I mean? It just depends who I'm around. Some people, like, I feel like it's just like, you know, I guess how Emily Sky would say is like turning it on. I guess you would say. But I feel like it's just like, I don't know. When I'm at home, we just woosah. We just do our thing. You know what I mean? It's just like we all just, you know, do something, you know, whatever we're doing. You know, is it all together? Is it, you know, doing all or 3 separate things? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I don't know. More lackadaisy, I feel like. It's just like there's no schedules. That's what I love about it. No schedules. I don't like, ugh. I like having routine. I just don't like the discipline of certain things in life. Adulting, I guess, is one of them, which I'm fine with and blessed with, that I do have such a discipline. But I feel like times like this, it's just like, ugh, you know what I mean? We're just having a good time. We're just being present in the moment. You know what I mean? So they're showing the 10 of wands here. 10 of swords, actually. Needles, not 10 of wands. This is the 10 of swords. Needles or swords in the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. If you are a tarot collector, like, you know what I mean? Like decks, I'm a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. I invested into this deck. Amazon usually has great deals on tarot decks near the holidays, especially because it's an American company. So you'll see it around the American holidays. Hay House is another great one. I believe they carried this one as well. I know I got my Disney ones from Hay House when they were doing the pre-sales. I got mine from Hay House, and they're another great one. Last sale, I keep talking about this, so keep an eye on those sales, because there may be one coming up, is why they keep talking about it. If I do see it, I will film it and post it right away. And they're really good. It's not like a flash sale of 24 hours or anything like that. Like, they were doing it for days. My Energy Oracle card deck, I know I saw a tarot reader pull from it. I'm not 100% if it's her, but I'm pretty sure it is. But I would ask her, like, what deck is that? Because I'm really drawn to it. And she was kind enough to share with everyone. You know, I'm not going to speak ill on people. But it's just like, you know, certain decks, like the Energy Oracle cards, I remember when I bought it, I'm in Canada, it was $45 before shipping. My girlfriend lives in the United States, and she got hers for $14. And it's the full deck, book, everything. They just had a phenomenal sale on. So it's just like, you know, keep an eye on those sales. You see, look at the decks, sit there and push on it. You know, don't read the reviews, because it's like what you're drawn to. Don't let people influence you on what you're, you know what I mean? What calls to you, you listen to. Like, that's listening to your intuition. You know what I mean? Don't listen to what other people have here. So going to like the 10 of needles, healing taking place. Something came up, reconfirming what I already knew from this spiritual healer. And it's like I felt something, but I'm like, you know what? It was almost 9 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm like, even if it came into the present waking moment, which they're showing will happen, you know what I mean? They have brought this up before. And this is like what I was saying, like something so freaking out there. I'm just like, okay. Like, the person I fell in love with is not who I know this person to do these things. And I feel like out of the ego this happened. And I'm like, it is what it is. Am I going to get angry about it? I'll probably feel my feelings, but it's just like, 9 years ago, am I really going to waste my energy and my time? And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, thank God it feels like eons ago in a lot of ways, but it's just like, still present in our waking moment. You know what I mean? So it's just like, like my son taught me, hate the situation, not the person. So that's what I'm learning to do. And I feel like that his words, like I said, the teacher has become the student. How intelligent these children are. These young men. Two of Potions. So I feel like with Two of Potions, Two of Cups, we got that yesterday. Two of Cups with the Lovers card. So Lovers may come up here. But I feel like, you know what I mean? Very temperance energy is what I'm seeing. Like one foot in our emotions, grounding herself. And I feel like that's where you see growth. Especially with new moon energy, like her heading to the new moon energy, time to work on shadow work, where it's like things that used to trigger us, we're learning not to let us trigger us anymore. Because we're learning how precious, even our words, how we call people titles like friends. Friend is such an easy word we use. Obviously, in social settings, we're not going to sit there, oh, my acquaintance, my coworker. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like it's very demeaning. You know what I mean? It comes off very arrogant, where it's just like, my work associate, it's just like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just a public dig, and it makes them look like a dickhead, honestly. So it's just like, where you're wanted and where you're not, and it's just like, just doing the things to do the things. I feel like people pleasing, but not in a moment where it's like sacrificing yourself. You're just doing your own thing. Like, I don't know how many times they're just like, sit there and bring your earphones. You know what I mean? Listen to music, do this, do that. And it's just like, do your own thing. You know what I mean? I know that's changing, but it's not always going to be like that. And that's going to bug a lot of people, and I really don't care. You know what I mean? But this is where I feel like the Two of Cups is like finding that balance again. You know what I mean? Letting water flow freely. Let whatever is leaving life, leave life. Whatever is coming in, allow it to come in. But I feel like this draw, this pull, this soul yearning of something coming in that you wanted, and I know my girlfriend's going to really resonate with that, is just like, well, I guess her as well, but I don't know what's going on there. Like, the other girlfriend is like, we haven't really touched base on that, but, it's our own path, our own journey. High Priestess, and I feel like this is where more information is going to come out in this situation. I feel like it's like where we feel like, time to take a step back. We were talking about the moon card, where it's like, very wolf moon energy. We're calling back in your tribe, sitting there and setting boundaries. But I feel like it's like you are like, I don't feel like you're dire wolf anymore. I feel like you're becoming a part of a pack. And you'll see that pack grow and grow and grow, because they, again, that Gaia, Mother Earth, Empress energy, were like a rebirth in their life. It's a rebirth in your life. You know what I mean? Bringing a lot of trust, a lot of more bonds. So this is where they're saying it's like maybe where you did go through this anti kind of social thing. It wasn't to be anti-social. It's just you needed to put your energy into yourself. And there's nothing wrong pouring into your cup, because you pulled from your cup and pour into others. You know what I mean? Like literally reading for someone where this person was so arrogant, and they sat there, and there was like just drops in the cup, and they sat there and shook it to make sure that they got the last drop, and then just tossed the cup, and you can hear the clanging of the cup on the floor. It's just like, damn. It's just like, that's someone you need to cut out of your life. You know what I mean? That they're that arrogant that they wouldn't even give you a morsel of water. Like, you would have been even thankful for that morsel of water, because you're very much the appreciation card in the energy oracle cards. It's setting, this is where everybody wants, in this shadow moon energy headed to the new moon, it's like worrying about the bramble bushes, which is like society or people's negative thoughts, energies, how their egotistical way, like out of their ego, out of the evil green eye, envy, will sit there and say nasty things about you because they wanted to hurt you. Because they're like, we can't get to you. You know what I mean? And it's like, we're going to find a way to hurt you. And it's like, you've sat there and you're like, it don't matter anymore. You can't hurt me anymore. And it's like, you took your power back. You know what I mean? It's just like the Mass for Shut-ins, where his message really resonated with me, because people have said, my biggest mistake in life was having you. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, he sat there and he's like, you know, even if they said those things, it wasn't up to them. It was up to God. God wanted you here. You're here. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what their opinion is. They were just a vessel. That's it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, came out of the chrysalis and you're done. Like, that's the only thing you have in common is the chrysalis. They're showing 3 of potions. So again, this is all about celebrations. I feel like this is like the bride and the bridesmaids and maid of honor kind of card. It's so like, you know, those kind of deep celebrations. But again, heading into American Thanksgiving, I know a lot of the kids were off since like Wednesday, or off today, from today until, they call it fall break, until after Thanksgiving. Everybody obviously is different, but like more of the New York schools and stuff like that, like, you know, that's the kind of the schedule my kids follow. So because they start August 1st. But you know what I mean? I feel like, again, it's just like, you think you're socializing one way, then it's more and more. Like, I feel like it's just like, you know, are even elevating, because you keep saying like the elevation of his hat. It's like, you think he's, you know, it's this, but there's him, and then there's him. You know what I mean? And I feel like more and more things. Again, I feel like this is like when they were talking about, they were showing 3 gifts, like presents. I feel like Christmas gifts, and they're wrapped up and you open them, or kind of like when you go on something and they're like Temu is common for that. It's like, oh, you unlock something and it's all a bunch of garbage. Oh, those gifts didn't qualify, so you only have to buy what you can't cancel. But it's just like, you know what I mean? I only go on there when I need to buy something. But it's like that, like you got a gift kind of thing. And I feel like it's showing appreciation even for the minor things. You know what I mean? Like, people will try to sit there and dumb it down and try to make it small and be like, oh, well, you were going to get that anyway. Or that was going to happen anyway. Or this or that. Like, kind of, you know what I mean? Because they run off of science. They run off of facts and this and that. But it's like, they choose to live in that way. You know what I mean? When you choose to dumb down things, or choose, oh, that would have happened anyway. Oh, this is because of this, because of that. And it's like, that's the life you choose to live. I love Harry the Fairy, because it's like, you're Delulu, be more Delulu. All the Delulu. It's like, love living the Delulu energy. It's just like, that's the best energy of all. It's just like, it's all fun. It's like getting, like, you know, when we were teenagers or even our young 20s, like, you know, going out with our friends, we went to the beach, make a bonfire, you know, drink some, you know, partake in the herb of the earth, and you know what I mean? It's just had a great old time, and just like through everything, it's like, forget about all the things. It's just like in that's what I mean about like forgetting about adulting and structure. It's just like in that moment, just, you know, live in the Delulu. Like, you know, right now, that all in that moment for those few hours or how long it is like, that's all that mattered. It's like, that's the kind of energy you want to be in. Not a potions. So, Nine of Potions, again, is like, you know, someone coming in to fill your cup. But I feel like it's like something, like, you know, we were talking about, I feel like very much harvest season. You know what I mean? And Thanksgiving, it is about, you know, harvest. You know, if you do, like, your food offerings, drink offerings, you know, if your heart feels compelled to that, like watching, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Rion's Eyes, Rions, and then Eyes. I love her. I love her everything. I love her energy. But she even talked about that, like she did a video with her ancestors, like, I feel like collard greens. She's like, do you have collard green money? They're like, oh, I want a roast, I want this, I want that. She's like, again, do you have, she's like, that's another 20. She's like, do you have that money? And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, you know what I mean? It's just, that's what I just love her. She's just excellent energy. The sun. And that's what I feel like. It's like this energy. That's what I'm saying. Live in the Delulu energy. Be like Harry the Fairy. Live in the more Delulu energy. You know what I mean? It's like the sun card. And it's like, I love exactly how Jack has that enthusiasm about Christmas. And he thought it was Santa Claus. Claws. He didn't realize it was Santa Claus, where he, you know, he's giving him gifts and being selfless, not scaring people. But it's just like that whimsical energy. You know what I mean? The energy of Christmas. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, everything and anything is just like family and fun. And that's what I mean. Those days in your week, and make sure you give yourself a day for that, where it's just like throwing everything to the wayside. And in that moment is all that matters. Like 3 of Wands, you will be the victor wearing the wreath. You will be successful. The universe supports you. Your ship is about to come in. But that's what I mean. It's not even about receiving presents here. I feel like this is where things keep going in your favor. You know, like reaching one level, but that's not it. That's not all. You know what I mean? There's more here to it, you know? And I feel like that's what they're saying. In that moment, whatever you're doing, like, so if you are going out for a celebration and those are the people that you love, you know what I mean? Like, those people bring you that kind of energy for, like, those hours. That's all that matters. You know, they're showing, like, lighting candles and having music on and having drinks. Just be safe because, like, you know, we're wearing bulky sweaters and everything like that. You know, we're getting a little tipsy, so we're not, like, you know, watch your cortisol levels. Make sure that you're, you know, if you're kind of not standing, you know, losing your balance, it's just keep drinking putting your powder in your water. They're saying, like, 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day. Hey man, changing your perspective. And it's like, you know what? It's okay to live life like this. There's okay for have days or moments or, you know, maybe you're on vacation, like Christmas break. I feel like it's like holiday parties. And it's like, it's okay to feel like that. It's okay to sit there and be like, you know what? In this moment, I don't give a flying crap about anything, but right here, right now, living in this moment, having fun. You know what I mean? Feeling your inner child, making that inner child happy, because we keep suppressing it because we worry about the bills, we worry about the dog, we worry about this, we worry about that. You know, because that's what they do. They make us worry. If you watch the news, you worry about this, you worry about that. And it's like, if you're anxious, do not watch the news. Bypass all that, because they will fill you full of doom and gloom. Like, no wonder everyone's so freaking depressed and, you know, sad and, you know, on antidepressants and everything, because that's what they paint this world out to be, you know? Make those moments for you. So 6 of potions. So potions are cups. 6 are, oh no, this is 9. 9 of potions. This is not worrying about the future. And this, again, this is living in the moment. Living in that moment where all that matters is where you are, makes you happy. Like, you know, listening to music and just closing your eyes and, you know, it's just living in that moment of that. Be like Dianu. Thank God bless that you are able to live in that. Rebirth in our life. And I feel like it's like a rebirth of everything. Like, you know, maybe you've been going through trials, tribulations. Maybe like it was a rebirth in your life. You know what I mean? Where it's just like a rebirth where it's like you had to heal from something. You know, so like divorce is the word that comes up here. So divorce, bereavement, separation. But the word divorce is one that, because it's so permanent. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people, see, I don't feel like this is something that's going to, you got divorced, but I don't feel like you guys will be, you know, separated forever. I feel like this is a relationship that'll come back around. I feel like that one of you or both of you need to grow up. Temperance. Just like I literally, mind's eye. Balancing. Love potion maybe. But I feel like that divorce is not something that's going to be permanent. I feel like that divorce, even though it feels permanent in that moment, I just feel like you guys come back together. It's just like, you know, sometimes you need to have things taken away out of your life and you show appreciation for it. The Star. After a chaotic time, peace is being restored. Blessings are coming in. So you see like the Star of David, and then you see the star full of skies. Maybe like the star looking up at the star at night. Anytime I take out Sunny, I always look up at the sky. So blessed to see certain things. Like, you know, the cluster of sisters. Like, I remember seeing that and, oh, you're Delulu, da 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 da. And I like literally seeing it like a couple of weeks ago. It's like, oh, the sisters will be in the sky. I'm like, see? I wasn't seeing things. It was just that it was the sisters. The clusters of stars. But it's like peace is being restored. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why it feels so ethereal. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just because, like, one of the cards dropped. But it's just like the things, like that, you know, the schedules and this and that. It's nice to have moments in life where the schedules don't matter. Bills don't matter. None of that matters. Because in that moment, we're just going to have fun. In that moment, we're just going to let our hair down. In that moment, we're just going to laugh and have fun and do the things. And you know what I mean? It's just like enjoy the company, enjoy the music. Ace of Potions. Allow the universe to fill your cup. Allow the universe to sit there and, you know, give you all the things. You know? And it's just like even beyond what you ask for. King of Presents. Concentrating on money. But I feel like King of Presents is just like, you know what I mean? Queen of Presents, because you give to others. I feel like with the candles, wands, 10 of wands, I feel like, again, this is just like letting, like they're burnt out. Like, you know what I mean? The candles aren't even lit. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, this is why we get burnt out, because we keep burning the candles on both ends. Burnt out, darkness, or like shadow energy with the new moon. It's just like, let that go. I'm trying to hurry this up because I know some of my platforms don't like videos longer than certain times, so I apologize. But King of Presents, you know what I mean? Usually King of Presents for me is like concentrating on work because it's like King of Pentacles. And I feel like this is just like, because you give to others. And I do believe that. But I feel like in this moment, because it's like Santa Claus is here, like, but it's CLAWS. But I feel, you know what I mean? But I feel like this is just like, just accept it. Don't complain. Not complain. Don't overthink it. You know what I mean? Don't get in your head about it. Just say thank you. You know what I mean? Even if you can't find the words at that moment, just because you're in shock, just say thank you. I feel like this is something you did not expect. Queen of Presents, because that's who you are. Why do I always make Mrs. Claus so big? But Jack's so skinny. But it's just like, you know what I mean? That's because of your heart. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter he, she, they, them. It's like because of who you are, because you are just this angel. You're just this, like they said, angels walk on earth. You are one of those angels. You know what I mean? You don't see yourself as one of those. That's why you make the best angel of all, because you're not arrogant. You're not in your ego. You're not trying to prove anything. Even though people think you are. Like I said, they're going to try to make these little Afhan comments. It's like, let it slide. It's like, okay. Like, be Delulu. I'm going to go back to my Delulu world. Basically, why you put your headphones in. Let me go back to my world. Let me go back to my whimsical world where your comments don't matter. Where you don't matter. You know what I mean? In some points. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you're going into a very Delulu stage in life where it's just like, I don't give a flying, because you know what? You don't matter in my world. This is making your universe. This is you closing off your circle. And it's like, only that is of good can come in here. You're not part of that. You don't bring good. You don't bring light. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Moana, where the disease was trying to affect all the islands and she stopped it. It's like, that's what you're doing. You're pulling the rod out of your life. Very much death card. Change and transformation that leads to the sun. So I'm going to stop it here because, like I said, certain platforms, you go too long, they won't play the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this timeless reading. Take care of yourself. Live in the Delulu energy. Live in the energy where nothing else matters but that happiness in that moment. If you can forget it for a few hours, you know what I mean? Do it. It's like putting on your headphones and they're showing going to the gym. In that moment, that's all that you're living in that moment. That is your world. That's what makes you happy. Live in that world. Don't hurt yourself, but don't let anyone mess with your magic. Don't let anyone mess with that, because for so long, ever since, cough, cough happened, it's like they've been trying to sit there and get, control, make us work more, pay more, everything. It's like, throw that all over the wayside. Live in that moment that makes you happy and just throw everything else to the wayside. You don't need to listen to the noise. You know what I mean? Just make your magical world, whatever that is. People call you Delulu, crazy, let them. You're not harming anyone. You're not harming yourself. Live in the Delulu. I hope you guys enjoyed this timeless reading. We'll see you for the next one. May the universe bless you good.